Hi, Linda. No. No, your voice would be too muffled. Of course, if you don't want to be heard.
The masks and the plexiglass, it just makes me. Speak up.
A couple of things before we get started. If you haven't signed in, please go over there and sign in. And I'll read this in the introduction, but we go through the case, ask the code officer questions, and if you're wish to make a comment or protesting it, you'll have the opportunity to talk. And if you wish to talk, please go to the podium because this is being recorded and it's difficult to hear anybody, particularly with us with these screens here, if you don't speak into the mic. All right, so we're going to start in a few minutes. I'd like to wait, till 7 o'clock promptly. You've just come in, please sign up. There's a sign up sheet against the wall over there.
Thank you. I'm playing with this new toy. We just switched internet from AT&T to T-Mobile. And it runs completely different systems, so it's way faster.
Oh, wow.
Which one?
T-Mobile.
Oh.
It's a different situation. But it works very differently than wired modem thing.
AT&T.
Content should be worse than anything.
Exactly. I mean, our two choices.
There's not really that much.
No, I didn't get that T-Mobile phone. So they.
Yeah.
Actually get somebody in the notes.
Believe it or not. And I don't really know. I almost was reading. I'm not.
Start the meeting. Jane.
All right.
I'm going to start the meeting. All right, I'd like to call to order the Code Compliance Board meeting of October 27th, 2021. Would you call a roll, please?
Gary Kuehl,
Here?
Jenny Anderson.
Here.
Dale Blanton.
Here.
Linda Dillon.
Here.
Brian McNulty.
Here.
Rudolph Barrientos. Not here.
Do we have any additions, deletions or withdrawals?
Yes, we have an addition with, which would be, gentleman came in for 1130 Northeast 121st Street. Request for an extension.
All right,
And a deletion which would be 6K 11872 Griffin Boulevard.
okay,
They requested reschedule under extenuating circumstances.
okay,
I'm sorry, what number is it gonna be?
6K.
6K.
So the extension request will be 6M.
6M, okay.
In the address?
The address again? Ephraim?
Address is 1130 Northeast 121st Street.
And that's an extension, Ibrahim?
Yeah, just
Sorry?
an extension.
Yeah, just a request for an extension.
All right, we have two sets of minutes. The first is September 22nd. Everybody has had a chance to review them or has any comments?
Just one Scrivener's correction.
Yes,
Under 7D is in dog. Second line, it says to amend to close the case with the notion that if the pool becomes stagnant again, it should be notation.
anybody else have any comments?
I've got one on 6I. Right here, okay. It said that I motioned to add a $25 daily fine, but didn't wrap that up with if it was, who added the second or if it was seconded. I don't know if it needed to be there, but
I have to go to the tape. I don't think anybody can remember.
yeah, I didn't know if anyone, if you did,
Was seconded, I think that was the issue.
okay.
All right. Anything else? Okay, with those two corrections in mind, we'd approve the meeting minutes and then Lizzie will go ahead and make those corrections.
I would move to approve with those two corrections.
Okay, all right, we have a second by Dale. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, October 12th. Minutes.
I would move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. All right, we're good. With that. Good evening. This is a meeting of the Village of Biscayne Parks Code Compliance Board. The board is authorized by law to ensure the compliance with the village's code of ordinances. The members of the board are citizens and residents of the Village of Biscayne Park. We volunteer our time and we are not paid for our services. The purpose of each hearing is to determine whether a violation has occurred or is occurring. We are not authorized to excuse violations based on hardship, ignorance, or the fact that others may be guilty of the same violation. We're not authorized to change the code. The Village Commission is solely authorized to enact or revise codes. Conversely, neither the commission nor the village manager have the authority to overrule the findings of the board. Pursuant to the Chapter 162 of the Florida State Statutes, orders of the board can only be appealed to the Circuit Court of Miami-Dade County. The hearing will proceed in the order of the docket. The village will first present its case, and the board may request clarification to fully understand the case. When you're given the opportunity to speak, please state your name, your relationship to the property. In other words, are you the owner? And state whether you're contesting the violation or not. The board has the right to ask any witness any question they consider relevant to the case, and you may also ask questions of the village witnesses. I believe everybody has signed in. If you haven't, please sign in at this time. If you would, if you're going to speak this evening, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth under the penalty of the law. Please say yes. All right, thank you. With that,
Ready?
please, the first case.
Good evening. We're going to start with 5A, case number EEN 210914. Property address 641 Northeast 114th Street is for installation of gravel driveway without a permit property owner Kenneth Dillon Thompson. He had, the violation was open on August 19th, 2021. A notice of violation was issued. He was here, I believe, the previous code board hearing. He paid for P and Z on August 26, 2021. He's requesting an extension.
Okay, I don't know if I misread things, but it looked like the compliance date was October 22nd. Was that the notice? That was not what we voted on. That was in the notice of violation?
So that's why he's requesting an extension to
Okay.
continue.
Okay, but we acted on this case.
Yes,
Okay, what was the compliance date?
it was 10/20, 10/22.
22nd.
But the, okay, but the notice to appear was 10/27. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now I understand. I'm looking at notes and I understand what my mistake. All right, thank you. Is the owner here? Okay, just to make sure, why don't you give yourself a little extra time? I said, just to make sure, maybe you want to give yourself a little extra time and pick a,
You have applied, correct?
yeah,
Everything's in the
it's
works.
supposedly it's approved.
Ibrahim, Lizzie, do you guys have anything to add?
He's just, if I may, he's just waiting for our building official, which was off last week, to review it. So it should be done this Friday.
Probably safe to give it a couple weeks. just in case.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Sir, how about till November 10th? Just in case.
Yeah,
I mean, you've done your part. It's in the works. It's there. It's just a matter of people being where they need to be.
all right.
I would move to extend till November 10th.
I'll second. Oh, we have a first and a second by Dale. Any further questions or comments? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Okay, you have till the 10th.
To what, November 10th?
Next one is 5B, case number EEN 21-0987. Property address 1109 North 118th Street. Is my property owner Michael Levano and Calivan. This was regarding for several construction on property without permit. They were here in the last meeting, and I believe they're gonna show proof of work being done or permits or being obtained or whatever.
Well, the issue is strictly for the electrical.
Well, I did, if I may, I did go back and I did observe
Saw
electrical
that.
and I sent pictures.
What about the remodel, Ibrahim? Is there-
Well, that I couldn't see because I was never, they were never called me to do
That's the problem.
further inspection.
We don't have the, Blocker here.
Well, there's two different things.
Right, I know.
One is an extension to the original violations, correct? And tonight, we're also talking about the electrical work that was done without a permit, which we did not act on. We wanted more information.
You're right there, sorry. So you're asking for an extension on the step issue and the door issue, which were the two violations that we did rule on last month?
Well, you have to tell us how much time you need. We don't have a meeting date as yet, right, Lizzie?
Roughly, that would be 4 weeks.
So if we said the 22nd, that's more than 4 weeks.
Well, wouldn't be held the week of the, yeah. That would be after we have the meeting, I'm sure, that's Thanksgiving. Week.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to make a motion that we give you to the November 22nd to have your permit. Now, this is going to include the electrical too. That's the motion I'm making, that you have all the permits. A second?
Second.
A second?
Discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
go
are we
ahead.
doing with the remodel? Are we tabling that again?
No,
That's the extension.
that's the
No,
extension.
the remodel we didn't hear. We didn't hear the electric or the remodel. We heard the steps and the door.
I know. We're just going on the extension for the original violation right now. Okay,
Because we didn't rule on the remodel. We didn't.
I know. We'll do that second, okay? But at this time, what I'm saying is the 22nd, all permits will be required.
They can't get the P and Z.
Yeah,
Can
okay.
and get it.
So this is just to acquire all the permits by November 22nd. Then we'll deal with what we didn't deal with at the last meeting, okay?
I have a question, Gary.
Yes,
I'm not sure that with P and Z schedule, because the next meeting is November 1st, the agenda's already been done. So it would be the one after that. I'm not sure they can get their permits in time by November 22nd.
When is
Well, the
next
thing is,
meeting?
when we're talking about before you turn in your permits, has to be reviewed by planning and zoning. And their agenda is already set up for the next meeting, which is November 1st, right? So then you have to wait 2 weeks after that possibly. So they're trying to give you enough time so you meet.
That would be November 15th, Ibrahim, is the second.
Yes,
meeting?
yes.
I think the 22nd still should hold. They're gonna know whether they've got the permits or not.
So November, they should be
I
fine.
think November 22nd is fine.
all right.
You think I got it?
If you go through planning and zoning, you submit the plans and you're delayed by the building department, then come back and request an extension. And we would entertain that because there have been delays in the building department. and We know that. Anyway, motion that I was going to make is that we allow the owner from November 22nd to obtain all permits, even those that we might act on in the second part of this discussion.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a second from Janie. Any further questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Right.
Opposed, hearing none, 5-0. All right. Now we go on to
Thank you.
the second part, which is the electrical and remodeling.
Well, there were several issues on that property. We have to go, it was through the electrical and the remodel.
Right.
So that was all except approved in your motion. Is that correct?
With a permit,
Okay.
it had nothing to do with any fines that we might decide
Oh,
on.
you still need to hear the electrical then?
Yes, we need to
Yes.
just, I saw the pictures. I don't know if everybody else has, if they have any questions about that. It seemed obvious to me that there was a substantial amount of electrical work. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay. What about the remodeling in general?
And I wasn't, because from our last meeting, they were supposed to get back to me. So I can do a little more of an in-depth inspection, and I've never heard from them.
Okay. We're going to be a lot more difficult if you don't cooperate and contact code compliance officer and allow him to see the extent of the work on the inside. Okay, well, you were supposed to do that according to what we said at the last meeting,
That was agreed to last month.
trying to help you and be reasonable, but you have to cooperate. All right, so let's act on the electrical. Because that was an open violation. Anybody have any questions of Ephraim? Anybody care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion in case EEN 21-0987, a violation has occurred. Assess a $500 fine, pay the double permit fee. Permits to be obtained by November 22nd, or else a $100 daily fine.
A second? I'll second. Any comments or questions on the motion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. You understand the motion? All right, thank you.
Next on the agenda is 5C, case number EN 210753, property address 11201-11211 Northeast 9th Avenue. Michael Lenat and wife Lee. That's rain gutters installed without permit. Owners requesting an extension. No application has been submitted yet. No permit application.
I'm sorry to back up just a second, though. Don't we have to
Okay, he's
table the
going to,
remodel on the previous case?
I'm sorry?
The homeowner has to allow Ephraim to inspect. They were supposed to do that. They didn't. And that's what I was just telling them. If they don't cooperate and get that done, we're going to be a little less, understanding of their situation.
Put that in the minutes if we table that till next month.
It wasn't tabled. It was in the previous meeting. Yeah, it's just they haven't done it. Okay. All right.
And okay.
I don't think Mr. Lenat's here, is he?
So what he did is, okay, let me just go, just review it again. 5C, EN 210753, property address 11201-11211 Northeast 9th Avenue is Michael Lenat and wife Lee. Rain gutters installed without permit. He went as of, when was November 1st? He's going to P&Z on November 1st. He did
Okay.
submit for that.
You
So
mean
he's
going on?
requesting extension and,
Okay. That was going to be my first question, whether he actually got into P and Z.
yes.
So he's going through the motions. I'll make a motion that we give him till the 22nd of November to get his permit.
A second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Anybody have any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0.
Okay, next is 5D, case number EN 210758. Property address 11440 Griffin Boulevard. Mandarini LLC is the property owner and driver without permit. So if I may, the owner has removed these wood that we had discussed, these, I guess, wood landscaping, whatever you want to call it, they have been removed and is being made into a parking lot, is made into adding plants, vegetation. So
So the
also-
pictures we saw, it was still there.
well, they're there, they're on, at the location, but they have removed from the ground. So, I mean, you want to speak?
I'm-
We don't have any visual of that. The visual is the same as we had when. we
Yeah,
presented
that's
the case.
what we saw. The picture is just what was there originally.
Right.
Yeah, we saw that. Okay, that's- Okay, thank you, but we weren't quite finished asking the code compliance officer questions. Okay? It would, so you're telling me, yes, that the railroad ties have been.
Yes, they were removed from the ground, so it's
the
no
gravel
longer.
is still there though,
The
or,
thing is, they're there, and she stated that they're waiting to be removed. They should be removed very soon because it's an eyesore. And they've been there already more than several weeks.
Garrett?
yes,
Gary, yes, the, where this, the railroad ties were laid down is all, citrus trees, orange trees, and banana trees, and
in the ground?
right in the ground.
Okay,
So the driveway has been removed.
all right. That's what I'm getting at.
But the initial fine should still stand. I mean, there was a violation.
Yes. But there also is a compliance
Right.
date, which, when were you notified, or when did you note that the ties were being removed and it was being?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's nearby, so we could see it was done right after the meeting. So we were not notified, but visually we saw that they had been removed.
Okay,
May I ask a question for clarity?
yes.
I see it's for an appeal. Is the resident appealing the ruling or findings or the fine? Is that what you're appealing?
Oh, okay. We got it. Thank you. So the question really was, it says you're appealing something, but we don't know what you're appealing.
Okay.
All right, fine. Okay, the next question was then a daily fine, which you're telling me, Ephraim, am I hearing correctly that shortly thereafter, the ruling, they started to remove the ties?
Just to have.
Okay, so we're saying there is no daily fine in your opinion?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so
There's nothing for us to be able to.
really nothing for us to do. Okay, we concur with stopping the daily fine and that's it. All right, thank you.
Pay the basic fine, but
I'm sorry?
that's it.
That's it.
Yes.
And have those things removed as soon as possible.
And trash cans out the front. Trash cans out of the front of the property.
All right.
Okay, so 5E, EEN 210754. Property address 12015 Northeast 7th Avenue, Christopher Cook and Patricia Cook. That was an excessive noise complaint. This is an appeal. Case was open 6/30/2021 because of a police complaint. Is Mr. Cook here?
Oh, wait,
Okay, so
yeah,
any
one
more
second. Do
information?
you have any more to add to the?
Oh, the property is used as an Airbnb and the village police have been out there in multiple
Yeah,
occasions because
yeah,
of
those
noise
records.
complaints. That's
I
All right,
counted
all
at
right.
least 13 times. But
That's
That
why
was-
we came to the fine we did, right?
Right.
13
Yes.
times.
Your name, please? And you're the owner, sir? You're the owner? And you're giving him permission to speak for you? All right. Well, that's one instance. That's not the other 13 or 12 violations.
It was 13, sir.
We have 13 police reports about loud noises. Now we're discussing all of the cases. So if you're not prepared to address all of those, then you have to request the records from Village Hall. If you want to know what the complaints are and the dates, you should go to Village Hall, make a public records request, and they'll give you the documents. Okay? Nothing we can do. I don't recall.
It's 2,600.
It was 26.
2,600.
2,600.
So there were 13 offenses, which you will see if you pull a public records request. 13 is excessive, sir.
No.
You're talking about one instance. That doesn't. Like I said, sir, please go to Village Hall, request the public records. Come back and make another appearance if you wish to contest it. But right now, there's nothing we can do. Next case. And you have what? Please, no, please, at the podium.
Yeah, the trash cans need to be behind the property.
Okay, I don't think this is the time to discuss it, okay? Ma'am, this is not pertinent to your case,
You can
please.
speak
Okay.
to, yeah.
Well, I'll go by and we'll discuss, okay?
All right, next case.
We're on the six, new business. So, on the 6A, case number EN 21-1055, 910 Northeast 120th Street. Frank Martin check. A trash bin out on the wrong day. The violation was observed on 10/27/21. And he's requesting, of course, to appeal the citation issued. Since trash bins out on right of way was a immediate administrative citation for $25.
Is the owner here? No.
Frank Martin Check.
We'll table the item.
Sorry,
They're not here?
guess not.
Well, then we'll just,
I
What?
apologize, Gary. I have two issues. One, these pictures are not timestamped. And two, we don't have the code officer here who actually wrote the citation to at least give under oath testimony. But without a timestamp, oh no. Yeah, I'm sorry. Without a timestamp, there's no credible backup.
That's
a good question. Now, why isn't the photograph timestamped? I mean, aren't we?
The camera sometimes, I mean, believe it or not, the cameras sometimes just erases the time. I've had to put it in several times.
But at least if Walker were here giving testimony under
Right.
oath, it wouldn't be as bad. But to me, the combination of the two, no under oath testimony and no time stamping, I've got a problem with that not being credible evidence.
Well, I can vouch for him. If the citation was issued at that time, that's the time he took a picture. So by asking that, questioning a
If your
picture.
camera's malfunctioning, you really need to get it
No, we definitely, that's a definite.
repaired because that's really important.
I'll vouch for him. We're having a big problem with these, the trash bins. What they're trying to, rectify.
Well, given that the property owner is not present, I would just
Table it.
table it or not,
I
or
wouldn't
just
change
not act
anything.
on it,
I would
period.
Not act on it. I
It's
would-
No.
already a citation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let the citation stand.
all right. I'll make a motion that we table it.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
I-
Aye. Okay, next case.
All right, that would be 6B, EN 21-1080, Property address 1001, 1003 Northeast 110th Street, storing RV and driveway. Property owner, Jean Serge Michelle. And the violation was, a courtesy notice was observed 9/21/2021. And a notice of violation was issued 9/24/2021. I can vouch that that was there for over a month, way over a month before, about last week is when it was removed.
Is it still there or they moved?
No, it's been removed, but about a week ago.
I'm sorry for him.
It was
It's
removed
moved about a week ago.
Is anyone from 1001, 1003 here?
Anybody have any further questions? If not, anybody care to make a motion?
EEN 21-1080, a violation did occur. They've since come into compliance, assessed a $75 fine, and closed the case when the fine is paid.
Second,
According to our schedule, the fine should be $100.
no, 75.
Boats, RV, parking. No,
70.
Pardon me, and I'm looking at repairs. Sorry, you're correct. All right, 75. All right, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Next case,
6C, case number EN 21-1101, and property address 1102 Northeast 119th Street, overgrowth of grass and weeds, property owner Jonathan Gonzalez. Violation was observed 10/27/21. And citation was, immediate citation was issued. They requested an appeal.
I have a question. Is that C or D?
That's 6C.
C.
Okay.
The owner present? Oh.
We haven't had continuous rain that I recall in that period of time. I mean, and we didn't have any rain all day long.
back in September. Last week we've had a lot, but back in September, not so much.
We did have periods of rain.
Oh, yeah, but not like you said.
So how I mean, we saw the pictures, but how severe was it in your opinion?
It was, I mean, for me to issue a citation, it has to be severe. Because, I mean, there's, grass is a little high, but for me to stop and say, no, this needs to be addressed.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yes.
I mean, that,
Believe me, I'm not.
It's not a
I'm actually
2-week.
Very picky on where I issue a citation because I know it's grass and it grows.
it does not,
To be that when I stop and issue a citation because it's been more than it should have been. Yes, we do. Several pictures.
any Anybody have any comments or questions?
I would have to let it stand.
And make that motion then.
I would move in case number.
I have somebody cuts my grass every 2 weeks and sometimes it's raining and they aren't there, but they come within 2 days. So I find it a little hard to believe that it got to the extent where, like, it looked like it was a month of growth before it was cut. Anyway, we have a motion.
In EEN 21-1101, my motion is that the administrative citation should stand.
Second.
We have a second from Linda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Hearing none, I'm sorry. We're not going to dismiss it, sir. I said, I'm sorry, but we are not going to dismiss it.
Next one is 6D, case number EN 21-1088, property address 1210-1212 Northeast 121st Street. Ariana Estefan y Avelado. And as for overgrowth of grass and weeds, violation was observed 10/27/21, and a citation was issued, an administrative citation that was issued for $50.
If you would state your name, please. And you're the owner of the property? All right, thank you. So if I understood you correctly, you said the grass was cut that day?
The thing is, if I may, you have several violations of the same thing previous. Oh, yes, we are. So exactly, that's what I'm talking about. The same violation you've had previous. No.
Well, the fact is, regardless of the fact that it was cut that afternoon or whatever, is at the time the code officer went by, it was at a point where it was excessive. So cutting it after the fact. Okay, but cutting it after the fact doesn't negate the fact that it was high. It could have been a week later, a day later, an hour later. It doesn't matter. The violation that already, it matters to you. It does not matter in terms of the code.
That looks like significantly more than 2 weeks.
Well,
ago.
that's the way I'm looking at it too.
Yeah.
You know, if you have all that rain, it does promote growth, but you also need sunshine for the plants to grow. Efrain, do you wish to make any comments?
Well, when I take when the grass is excessive, if you want to say that, I take pictures in several angles, and including what's the right of way, the in front of the house plus the sides. And that's what I usually do, take several to make sure that it's not just one side, it's multiple sides.
You're stating that this was also multiple, I mean, there's been previous citations for
This previous violation for the same thing.
violations
Yes,
without the citation.
citations, I'm sorry, it is,
So it's a $50 fine. It's a second violation.
yes.
I would move that we take no action.
I would second that.
Let the citation stand.
The citation stands, yeah.
Okay, Janie seconds. No further questions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. I'm sorry, we're not going to dismiss it. Ma'am, I'm sorry. No, ma'am, the case is closed, okay? We are not going to debate this, okay? Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're displeased, but unless you're going to stop right now and allow us to continue, I will call the police. So please. Because you're being rude and disruptive of the meeting. Ma'am. Ma'am, please. Stop. Next case.
6E, case number EN 21-1137. Property address 10735-10733 Northeast 9th Avenue. Aviha Ben Ezra. Hi, I'm sorry, event without a permit. That's the event. The complaint was on 10/12/2021. Event was Sunday, 10/10, and it was witnessed by an officer, police officer, Kevin Schwartz. And it was, he's the one who, I guess, did the complaint that it was excessive, that they usually would have called the police to get someone involved because it was just so big. They had a food truck. They had over 30 cars.
Again, we don't have a code. Well, you actually have to put in event permit to even find the thing. It's not even listed.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
It was me.
I'm going to write to the village manager, ask that he bring this to commission, see if they want to pursue this, because it's poorly written, even as it is. It's a large event, which, how do you even qualify that? Okay, so are you the owner? Okay, I think we're going to dismiss it, so,
Hang on, sir.
yeah.
I have so many questions.
Well, you may want to wait till we actually,
To be sure, please.
go ahead, Janie.
First of all, without pictures. Now, it's one thing if it's all overflowing into the street and it's disrupting traffic, or if it was a median, but we don't know that. And Corporal Schwartz isn't here to give sworn testimony. I mean, what kind of event constitutes the need for a permit? We all have parties, we have Super Bowl parties and kids' birthday parties, and people don't go get.
I understand, I
permits. How
guess,
do you
again,
contain
it was on a Sunday. I wasn't even there because I work Saturdays. But it was big enough for even us to be, I know, you're absolutely right, but then for us to be,
The other thing, I mean,
I have a fun
just
occasion
to
actually
add-
had 30 people.
just to add to the stupidity of it, quite frankly, isn't it? It says one of the reasons you need an event permit in case there's damage to the median.
Right.
Okay, cars parking in the median. Well, you're not allowed to park in the median.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, it was written. I know who wrote it actually and when it was written, and it was just one of these things slapdash and done. So anyway, I'm going to just move that we dismiss it for lack of evidence,
I would
lack of
second
code.
that.
All right, we have a second from Janie. All in favor, say aye. If you,
Aye.
aye. Linda?
I had several questions, but they've all been answered.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, no.
Sorry.
They've all been answered because I had the same concerns.
Right, sir. Sorry for the aggravation. Thank you for coming.
We have nothing, and we have no real definition. When I looked up event permit, the only thing I could find was the form itself.
Mhm.
And the form itself basically reads, if you're having the event on city property. It really doesn't lend itself to a private home. So,
Well,
like you said. it's
no, the
got to
event
be-
permit, there's a permit for renting the rec center, the pavilion. There is an actual event permit.
Right, if you're having like a valet parking where you need to have a police presence.
Right, right,
something-
right, right.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's
Because I
to
couldn't
pay
find
for
anything
the police department.
It really, as it's written, it's not even enforceable. Anyway,
Next.
next case.
6F, case number EN 21-11-1136. Property address 10820 Griffin Boulevard. Property owner Patricia Walker. And the violation is for irrigation plumbing without permit. Violation was observed 10/12/2021. Notice period 10/27/2021. And then no permits have been obtained. Still in violation.
There's no permits been applied for either.
No.
Okay. The owner's here.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you speak more directly to the mic? I apologize.
One thing, no permit had been obtained for the addition, which that's why you shouldn't have been digging in the first place.
Are you a contractor, sir? Okay, you're licensed? Okay, well, I mean, you certainly know that you don't start work without the permit in hand. Well, you're saying you have a master permit, but you're telling me you haven't obtained a master permit yet physically. Okay. Did I hear you just say it's been approved, but you didn't pick it up? Was it issued at the time you were doing the work? Okay, well, that's
That's
the
why.
point. Okay. I mean, what was the extent of work that you observed?
It was it was like, cause they were gonna do an addition to the property. That's where the permit had never been obtained. They don't have it in hand. They've never.
Right, I understand
it.
that. Well, we've
So,
established.
and then
that.
while digging it, I don't know, but it just looked like it was like plumbing, like they were digging up,
Okay.
yeah, sprinkler pipes.
Okay.
And if the picture shows extensive. The digging is extensive, so.
Okay, but it wasn't excavation all over the lawn for irrigation.
No, 'cause
Enough.
looking at some of the pictures, I see the irrigation pipes going perpendicular to the trench that's dug.
Right.
So it doesn't, to me, is not for the necessarily for irrigation,
That's
and
what I'm- that's-
he's not
That's
before us
exactly what I'm getting at.
for anything else.
I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, that really is a violation to do excavation. There was no other work done. I'm inclined to think that it was an accident and repairing the sprinkler line wouldn't constitute a violation. Do you disagree, Fran?
No, that's I mean, you guys make the decision. I just,
Yeah, no, it was perfectly
have-
appropriate to bring it to the board, this question. And we're trying to be fair and reasonable.
sure.
Good catch. Yeah. Got some work.
I would move that we close the case and dismiss.
I would second that.
We have a second from Janie. Any further questions? Not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, hearing none. All right, thank you very much for appearing. Thank you. All right, next case.
Okay, that would be 6G. Case number EN 21-1108, property address 10910 Northeast 9th Court. Property owner Jose Franco and wife Mercedes. It's a door change without permit. And violation was observed on October 3rd, 2021. And there's no permits on file as of yet,
And not applied for?
not applied for. No.
Anybody have any questions? The owner of the property here? Sure.
Ma'am, speak into the microphone, please. Sorry.
Getting contradictory information. You're saying that there is no permit.
There is no permit. There's, no permits have been. She's talking about application. You might have reached, gotten the, I don't know, but she has that, she has an application, hasn't turned in yet. So there's nothing as of.
It was 3 weeks ago that you got the violation. I'm open to any discussion or questions anybody has.
Okay, I get the emergency repair thing. It's just, it's the length of time, I guess, is my uncertainty about this.
That's my feeling about it as well.
I
3
understand
weeks.
emergency, but yeah, it's 3 weeks since you got the violation. Yeah.
Oh, because it's an exterior modification has to go to P and Z. All right. So this has not been to P and Z? Do you know, Lizzie? Not to P and Z, nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
Well, the thing is that the process that you have to turn in the application and they give you a date for the planning and zoning for them to approve it, but you haven't done anything yet.
So let's go back to the reason that this was an emergency. You said the door wasn't. But that's a hardware problem. I don't understand. If you would show it to the code officer, please.
I mean, if the door wouldn't close and you need to fix it.
It's a hardware issue.
It's a hardware issue.
That's
That's,
24 days.
The thing is, it's a hardware, which the latch.
Doesn't require a whole new door.
yeah. So I don't. If your door fell off, it's one thing, but what you're describing sounds like you had an issue with hardware that a locksmith or somebody could have fixed. Oh, okay, okay. You're just you just explained something that's very relevant. You had the door 2 months ago. You should have gotten the permit then. I think we understand clearly now. Anybody have any further questions? It appears to
Now,
me-
she has or has not been to P and Z? Has she filled out the paperwork? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's always one.
And there was an intent to change the door.
Yeah.
And the permit was not obtained. Okay. So a violation has occurred. Anybody care to make a motion?
EN 21-1108, a violation has occurred. Assess a $200 fine to the property owner until November 24th to come into compliance, if not a $20 daily.
I'll second. Any further comments or questions? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Compliance by when?
Coming to compliance by when, Janie?
11/24.
11/24.
This P&Z, so
Do you understand? Okay. There's a $200 fine for doing work without a permit. And there's a $20 a day daily fine unless you obtain the permit by November 24th. And as I told somebody previously, you go through planning and zoning and you apply for the permit, and obtaining the permit is a delay at the building department. Come back and we'll grant you a time extension. But if you don't make the motions to get the permit and get through planning and zoning, you won't get an extension. So please. All right, thank you. All right,
Okay, next, 6H,
yes,
EN 21-1022, property address 10931 Griffin Boulevard. And property owner Tugdual Dennis and Marianne Lecrow. That would be a front porch demo without permit. The violation was observed on 9/12/21, and no permits have been obtained as of yet. Oh, I'm sorry, permit was issued on the 21st. 21st? Yes, so they do have a permit.
so it came into compliance on the required date. Right?
They never went to. Oh, they never came here, said never had a date. So they went to planning and zoning. Yeah, so they do have a permit. The permit had, so their violation.
Lizzie, you need to speak into the mic.
A microphone?
No. Well, the thing is, it's, okay. They went to, PNC, they got.
They have a permit.
Okay, and, okay, so they, yeah, and the compliance date was today, as I understand it. In other words,
They started the work, they've already demolished the porch
right, they obtained the permit then by the
yesterday.
compliance date. Yeah, that's all I'm getting at. There's still a violation. Okay,
Right.
anybody have any questions?
was there anything structurally for him, or I'm just looking at the tile as far as like what was demoed?
Again, Walker was the one who observed it, and he took
Sorry.
plenty of pictures. It's just a porch.
Okay,
It's concrete.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure there wasn't.
And it looked like it was like just a sheet of newer concrete poured over old concrete, like a thin layer that just got smashed up. What it looked like on the pictures to me. I don't know.
Anyway. All right. Well, unfortunately, you are required to get a permit for demolition. Yes, sir. Yes, go ahead.
They paid a double permit fee.
Yes.
All right. I would move in light of the fact that the double permit fee was paid, relatively minor. And we did say that we take into consideration the extent of the work in cases like this, that we accept the payment of the double permit fee as the penalty and close the case.
I would
Second.
second that.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
No, that's it, that's it. That's it.
I gotta get a drink.
That's it, that being, because you paid a double permit fees because it was after the fact. Yeah, and that's fine, that's it. They're not gonna do it any additional. You're good. No, that's it.
I think the major point was that he acted timely.
I know.
Just
Okay, it's 6I, that would be case number EN 21-1020. Property address 11204 Northeast 9th Court. Commercial vehicle parked in front of house. The property owner is Waldo E. Colon. Violation was observed on 9/11/2021. And the thing is, I've seen that several times. We've seen that truck, and I believe I've spoken to Mr. Cologne or at least the tenant a couple of times regarding that truck. Commercial vehicles in Biscayne Park are not allowed.
Looks like a pickup truck, correct?
So what it is if you see the back, it has like has tools, has that.
Oh, okay, that's part of the truck.
Yes. It's not just a pickup truck, it has the tool.
trailer? Oh, it's a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just the truck. The back is reconfigured. Oh, there's a tire. And the back is completely reconfigured from the right to the bed. So, yeah, I get it.
Really a class 1 vehicle according.
Well, it would be considered a category 2 commercial vehicle. So category 1s are like a taxi, a limo, but a category 2
Pickup truck
or has could be a van with racks and ladders, could be a vehicle as this. Then you have commercial, the category 3s, which are much larger. The tow trucks.
would be a category
Some
2 or
trucks.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I quite frankly, when I was zooming through here, did not pick up on the fact that that was more than a pickup truck. All right. In that case, anybody, any questions or
Okay,
clarifications?
Has it been moved, Ibrahim?
I'm sorry?
Has it been-
Yes, and the thing is, what happens is I've issued previous warnings,
Okay,
courtesy
so
notice,
it has been
and
moved.
it goes for a while, then it comes back,
Oh. Gee, okay.
This person here.
Yes, there's a person here from 11204 Northeast 9th Court. Nope.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
In EEN 21-1020, a violation did occur. They are currently in compliance. Assess a $75 fine and close the case when the fine is paid.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Next case,
Okay, that would be 6J1, I believe. EEN 21-1103, 11843 and 11841 Northeast 12th Court. Eagle Khalil Investments. This is for the septic tank.
does anybody have any questions of Ephraim?
Has the building official been to this property, Ibrahim?
A building official, I believe, I can't tell you right now straight up, but I believe they have. And the thing, I believe the question, the more the question was,
So we asked.
the question was regarding a permit being obtained.
This is really the second septic issue. The first was the overflowing. Now
Yes.
it's work without a
I
permit.
believe that has been corrected. The overflowing that has been,
Thanks.
dumped in. Huh? They have their pumped.
Speak into the mic, please,
They put in a new
Linda.
septic tank.
Okay. Nobody has any further questions? The floor is yours. Your name?
And we really need you to speak up and into the mic. Thanks.
So I believe it's in the process with the county, not with us. So
Well, the fact is, the work started without a permit.
sorry,
The fact is, the work started without the permit.
I believe, well, I haven't seen the work done, but the process being done, whatever she's doing with, it's more with the county, not with us. 'Cause
Okay, but this is saying septic tank without a permit.
Yes, so then that's what it is.
And the
Physically put a septic tank in without a permit?
You haven't put one in yet.
Okay, so what's
It needs the repairs.
the violation?
Or septic tank, I guess, work without permit. But the thing is, what the picture shows that they started the work.
the pictures show like a significant portion of the yard being redug or like freshly dug.
Hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Was it the drain field that was being modified?
It's hard to tell. As cited, it says that it was for a septic tank.
Yeah,
Right.
but if there wasn't physically septic.
No,
tank
there is
being-
no physical septic tank, and it looks like they've just been excavating.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's another, that's
Drain.
gonna be, we're gonna be discussing that on the next case because he has, our officer Walker Izquierdo stopped them because they were working on Sunday or something.
Well, that's another case. That's another thing.
But they were actually working on the septic tank.
Okay, if they were pumping it out or they were cleaning it or
That
repair,
had been done already.
okay.
Because that's what was the biggest.
Again, I don't think we can find somebody for doing excavations. You know, I mean, if they're putting in a drain field or,
Mhm.
I mean,
But are they gonna repair the drain fields? And that's the permit that you're obtaining, right? That's what you're obtaining, right. So you got a contractor for that.
I'm just having a hard time determining if there's a real violation here. And again, I really, if Walker issues a violation, he really needs to be here to speak to it.
I'm gonna tell them that.
You're
Um,
hearing his cases, Ibrahim. He needs to be here.
Okay. Okay, I'll make that, I'll be there. I'll let him know.
We can bundle his cases or whatever. I'm going to move that we close the case unless somebody has a different opinion.
No, I'll second.
Have a first and a second.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
what.
seeing excavation, but I'm not seeing.
I mean, there's-
It's unfortunate because this could potentially be a serious situation.
it could, I mean, yeah.
And he's not here and his documentation isn't helping us.
Is this the front of the property?
Uh,
Let's look at that.
Okay, well, you did second it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we have a first and a second. If there's no further comments or questions, all in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed? Hearing none. Okay, ma'am, we're not going to take any further action, okay, at this time, but please make sure you do get a permit before you do anything, okay?
We have one more.
there's.
Yeah, oh, we have, yes, you have to stay there. I'm sorry.
6J2, same address, 11841, 11843, Northeast 12th Court, Khalil Investments. That was, it was observed working without permit on working on a Sunday. And that was immediately stopped by code enforcement.
Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, oh, no, I mean, maybe working on a Sunday, working, what were they doing?
You have to go back to
Doing
the
the-
previous case.
The excavation.
All the pictures.
Quite
Yeah.
honestly, were it not that that picture is also part of the previous case, I'd have a hard time with this one too. But this one, at least you can see that there is work going on. because Documentation for this case is for police station review.
Jane,
Can you-
we can't hear you, Jamie.
Speaking of the mic,
Oh,
please.
I'm so sorry. Everything I'm telling everybody else to do, I apologize. So back to the previous case is where you can see that, yes, that stationary vehicle was there, but there is work going on. And it is time stamped.
All right, does anybody, there are no further questions? Does anybody care to make a motion?
In EN 21-1103, a violation has occurred. Assess a $100 fine and close the case when the fine is paid.
Second,
Second, we have first and a second. No further comments or questions? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Okay, do you understand what occurred, ma'am? Okay, there was a $100 fine assessed for working on a Sunday, which is a code violation. Okay. All right, thank you. All right. Next case,
We're gonna go to 6M as we discussed. No, 6L.
L,
L.
Okay, yeah. So that would be case number EN 21-1141, 11925 Northeast 11th Place. Is the violation was observed on 10/13/21, and it was a citation issued for oversized trash pile on right of way. The owner is appealing the citation.
All right, is the owner here?
If I might, it's 2 cubic yards that great waste, they only pick up to 2 cubic yards at one time.
it's,
Well, the fact of the matter is that you're kind of lucky that's all you got a citation for. Because yeah, it's spilling into the road, which would be blocking the right of way, which would be a different matter and a more severe fine. But there is nothing on the books for an oversized trash pile being a violation. So technically, it doesn't stand. So we can't uphold the fine. It's out the wrong day, that would hold. It's the way this is written, we would have to dismiss it.
It was done on the wrong day. That should have been written for.
Yeah. But when you see trash in the road like this overflowing, give a notice of violation. That's blocking the roadway. That's serious.
But there is something on the administrative citation that states the trash and recycled material placed on the property line and are not removed on the requirements or is an immediate.
Okay, but
That's what.
but you're citing him for an oversized trash pile. And there is no administrative citation for an oversized trash pile.
Oh, no.
I,
Look at what he checked off. Trash and recycling materials placed at property line and or not removed under the requirements of such and such. His written words were one thing, but he checked the right box.
well, then that's got to be rephrased. I'm reading was cited here as the reason.
Right, his
Okay, that's,
verbiage,
okay, but that's the testimony we're getting.
but I'm going by the admin citation in the box he checked.
Okay, well, anybody else have an opinion on this?
Gary, I'm in agreement with you. I'm sorry, Janie, but I don't see where it's citable. Yes, I mean, I'm under the impression that we'd be oversized. We'd also receive a notice. I know I've come home a couple of times. I have the same issue with my neighbor. We both utilize one area, and we try to coordinate it so that if I know he has a large or a sizable amount, then will split it up on each other's property. Otherwise, we use a area that's common to both of us.
But I'm just going by,
Yeah.
the printed citation and what he checked off.
All right.
It's a,
Ryan, do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I guess I can see both sides, unfortunately, but I think I would probably weigh side to not be able to cite it a little more. So
Linda, do you have an opinion?
I'm torn.
Well,
I don't like the wording because I think it's not clear.
that's
So-
the issue I have. All right, I'm going to put it to a vote. I'll make a motion to dismiss the case and close it. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, from Dale. All in favor, say aye.
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 No.
Opposed?
No.
Okay. Janie is opposed. Everybody else is in favor. All right, we're going to dismiss it, but please separate your trash so it's clear and keep it out of the road, because if you put it in the road, you're lucky you didn't get a violation for that. All right, thank you. All right, 6M.
6M, that one, 1130 Northeast 121st Street. You may approach. I don't have any information. He's requesting an extension. I believe it's for the door or.
much time do you think you need? Anybody have any questions?
Sounds reasonable.
All right, 1 second, please.
Is he, when you, when they read comments that, or responding to P and Z, are they put back on for the next agenda? So will he be heard on the first?
Planning and zoning already. From our building official. So that's what he's
Oh, so
applying.
P and Z approved it. It's with the building official to do the plans.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it,
22nd.
okay,
I'm going to move that we allow you till November 22nd to obtain the permit. Okay. And again, as you heard before, there's a delay in the building department. Come back and we'll entertain a motion to give you more time. Have a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, hearing none. Okay, you have till November 22nd, sir. Right, we have
One more?
one more, but I see two different groups. Right?
With my-
That's Mac? I really didn't recognize you, Mac.
Okay, discussion.
Quiet.
That's why I didn't recognize you. You were quiet.
Same.
Silence.
All right, next case.
Under 7 on the agenda, 7A, and that would be EN 170071. Property address 11701 Northeast 10th Avenue. Property owner Nicole Mendez. Case was open April 5th of 2016. So this is for gravel driver without a permit, owner appealing notice of intent to lien, no permit issued, gravel removed.
When was the gravel removed? You know?
That I believe I passed by and saw that has been removed. I can't tell you exactly when it was.
Because in looking at the pictures, these would have been the pictures that we got as evidence when we heard the case in December of 18. I believe at that time, we were being told she had removed the gravel, but clearly that was not the case. It's just sort of spread around and it's out in the swale.
Right.
Are you saying, Ibrahim, that these pictures are no longer accurate, that all of that gravel has been removed?
Yes, we went back to it has been removed. Right? Yes, it has.
All of it?
Yes.
We have an but it still would set, the original fine would still set because there was a violation. Now, the question would be, when was the gravel completely removed?
It-
That calls into question the
I
daily
believe
fines.
it was not that long ago.
Well, you know, you just take,
It is an old case, so it was not that long ago that it had been corrected. So we're
It hasn't been in compliance very long.
I'm sorry?
It hasn't been in compliance very long?
No.
Wait a minute.
Dale, do you have a question?
I'm only going by,
That's
on
right.
here, on November of 2018, November the 30th, the owner, Nicole, had stated they were advised they are removing the gravel and showed pictures how much had already been removed at the time. And they had until December the 10th. Otherwise, a $10 a day fine would occur, penalty would occur. So,
that's,
I mean,
that's December 10th of 18.
right, of 18. So if we're just finding out today, I mean, what do we have up until then? I guess that's where the resident would come in, the owner would come in and tell us or show us documentation or proof that it's been complying. I know.
What are you, why are you, what are you appealing?
Well,
Yeah, it's a pretty substantial fine if you want to calculate it. All right. Yeah, that's what I calculated. Technically, depending on how you want to handle this, there should be a request for a fine reduction.
exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, now, it is the board's prerogative to act on it this evening, depending on which way you want to look at this.
I'd rather have her fill out the proper paperwork, make her offer, we handle it the way we usually handle fine reduction.
Okay, that's one opinion. Anybody else have an opinion?
I agree.
I would rather just go ahead and resolve it. I mean, the only thing I see really outstanding, because I remember this case somewhat, and I'm not familiar with the properties as it is today, but reading just the note, these were good previous comments and notes that were placed here, and if they'd already started and this was from our village writing it down that the owner had already started, had called and showed them where she'd already started putting in.
This is what they were, Dale. And these were the pictures we got when we heard the case, and we considered it still in violation.
Those pictures were.
2018.
Yeah, but that's what we don't see any pictures today, but we'll take, I'll take.
Allow us to discuss it, all right?
I mean, I'll take Efrain's word for it. He says it's clear.
Yes,
It
the
wasn't clear when we
the
heard
thing is,
the case.
again, these are all cases that we wanted to resolve. You know, that's why, but I can't tell what others people seen before me. So, you know, I don't know. Has it been complained with? Yes, for sure.
But you feel it's in compliance.
Yes, it is,
You
definitely.
just said it's been fairly recent in compliance.
Well, again, it's from when was aware. Then
It could have been a year ago, or it could have been a week ago.
Yeah, could
Could
have
have
been right,
been.
but it's in compliance.
Could have been in 2018.
Could have been 2018.
I'm leaning to resolve this evening. I can tell the homeowner's a little stressed. I don't see stretching it. I don't know. How do you feel, Brian?
Well, I think I changed my mind during the course of hearing
Yeah,
everything.
me too.
I think I would,
As did I.
I would lean toward just taking care of it now.
Linda?
Yeah, I go along. I changed my mind. I think we can get rid of it tonight.
Okay. Then I'm going to make a motion that the original fine would stand, but that we would discontinue the daily fine. So there would be no daily fine penalty. Okay? You understand? Okay. So my motion is to dismiss the daily fine and close the case. This does not dismiss the original fine for work without a permit, though.
No, it's for the, it was a daily fine of, no, it was the fine of a $200 fine.
No, the $200 fine stands.
Yes, that's what I
I
mean.
said, yes, but the daily fine is dismissed.
Right. So right now it stands at $200.
Correct, that's it.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.
And meet up with the village in order to take care of that. I'm sure you don't want it to last much longer. Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
$10,000. What I
No, I
roughly
mean, we
calculated.
know.
Yeah, it was. It was.
That was the lean
I
amount
guess
that
it's
made-
certain things I like that we do procedurally so that we keep everybody.
Well, I think the key here is that she started to do something, whether she did it all, but she started to do it very soon thereafter.
Yeah, the notes in there, which I read a while ago, but that after refreshing
I'll
that,
tell you, that summary sheet with that case, Efrain, that is a perfect example of a beautiful summary sheet. It had everything and being typed, it was easy to follow. If we could ever go back to those, I mean, it just,
What I will need to do is put one of these, and I will prefer that, to put one
you see how.
computer
easy
and
it was?
just fill in the blanks.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, every scrap of backup
Yes.
is important.
Yep.
But what I liked about hearing this tonight, taking care of it, mainly because she was requesting not to move forward on the lien. So either we would have had to address not and then table it
Good point.
to bring it back on the lien
Good
issue
point.
and
Yeah,
the
you're
other.
right, You're right.
This way was just resolved. To
Done.
me, it was pretty,
Done.
Yeah, I mean, it's like putting her through another month of agony.
And we would have, like Dale pointed out,
stones
and I
that were
hadn't thought
moved.
about that. We would have
Yeah.
had to do something.
3 years ago.
That's right, we don't even know.
So have we discussed the next meeting date?
I want to, well, before we do that, I'm going to write to Mario about the event permit.
Okay,
Ask that it go back to the commission and see if they even want to continue with this. Point out. the
or
faults with
fill it, make it clear.
Do anything.
What requires a special event, what requires, what defines a special event, what defines. Because again, we are told to issue,
Something you brought up at the last meeting that I'm also going to follow up on. I went back there, looked at the code, and the board members know this, but we discussed it. But we reference the South Florida Building Code, Chapter 16, not the Florida Building Code.
South Florida Building Code.
Okay, well, that doesn't exist. The South Florida Building Code became obsolete in
Oh.
2002.
Yes.
18 years ago, and nobody's ever caught it. So I'm gonna write, and that should go to the commission right away. Somebody could challenge it,
Sure.
but you could still fall back and say, we're still under the purview of the Florida Building Code. So
Of
it's
course,
not gonna
sure.
be an out,
Right.
but it's just something that we look
Just
pretty
to make it
stupid.
clean, right.
Yeah.
But
And there's a number of other things too.
But
that-
yeah, really, that summary sheet, I mean, it had every single date, it was easy to follow, makes a difference. And also, again, sorry for beating a dead horse. I just think it's absolutely critical that the code officer who, as we're hearing, is here.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have had to go to the different case to see, okay, yes, there really was work.
No,
on this and that.
and it's
Because
gonna be
just that
from now on,
picture-
from now on, he will be here,
Okay, thank you.
when it deals with his case.
All right.
Did you
Maybe
get
set
any
them all
response to
together.
your letter?
No, well, I got responses from some of the commissioners. But what I told Mario is that I was going to speak to it on the commission meeting. Okay, so I didn't expect, anything back. Board reports come up, I'll speak to that. And then the other things that we had discussed that I said I was going to bring up at the commission, I'll discuss those as well. Okay. Yeah, there's this. I tell you, somebody needs to go through our website. There's so many mistakes in there. It's incredible. Still telling people to go to the lock cabin for their permit.
Oh, yeah.
Say, give this address rather than that address. Still supposed to call Roseanne if you're looking for a job. I'm not gonna go into that. I just happen to notice all that stuff. I'm just gonna go into the stuff that has to do with code. Anyway, with that,
Next
anybody
meeting,
else have
next-
anything?
Next meeting.
Yeah,
Next meeting.
I would move to that. All right, next meeting. Your choice, Lily.
I'm gone 2 weeks, so it may be tough to work around me, but just to let you know, I'm going from the 13th to the 27th.
I'd like to get back to a Monday meeting, so
So would I.
that.
The calendar says November 8th, but I don't think you'd be able to be ready by then. Would you, Efrain?
No, the thing is, I mean, we're pretty good with getting everything out, but you're talking about that's in 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
So to get back on track.
And you have to have that 10-day
He's off.
where you have to notify.
You're off on Mondays?
Could.
It doesn't matter. As I said, I've always said, I have this, when I used to, with the Dade County, I used to go to board meeting, HOA meetings all the time. It's part of my job. I have no problem.
that's not fair. to you.
I don't
Um,
think
Anything
it's
else is
fair.
way off.
I don't think it's fair.
Exactly.
I have no problem with that.
We can't really,
Could
I
I
don't
offer-
know, we need a clear date so that we can be
More
routine.
consistent.
I don't
Yeah.
care what day it is. I don't know.
Could I offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
And seeing as how November might be a little tight, Janie's gonna be out, do it for the first week of December, and then that clears up
It would just
December.
start back in
And then,
January.
I mean, that starts it in December
like that.
and it starts it in January, and we can move forward like that.
Good idea.
That's fine.
But what,
I was just gonna say, if can
We'll skip
we did it on
November.
a Wednesday. Walker is working on Wednesday and so is Ephraim. So that way they would both be available to come
You're
to
working
the
on
meeting.
Wednesday?
So maybe,
are there any other,
We don't remove the locks off the chain so she can get the.
are there any other board meetings the first Wednesdays?
December 1st.
December 1st.
I like that.
No,
Great idea.
Okay.
Then we're gonna call on January 1st.
Oh,
no,
no.
No, it would be January 5th.
December 1st is a weekend.
Start maybe
I'm just thinking of the
the
first.
first Monday of
That's a
January.
great idea.
He's-
Start with an actual, because you make a good point there. I mean, every other board has a week of the year of its
November.
jobs. And you don't like skipping a month, but if it gets it
Yeah,
back into a
When it
routine.
gets scheduled, it's there and everybody anticipates.
Yep.
it. You didn't hear anything more from our friend. I really seems anxious about that.
Well, I've been speaking with the property managers and we went property to property, showed them exactly what needs to be corrected, that it, I'm not gonna stop enforcing it
Oh, no.
until, because let's just say they're a little, they show a little that they're going to fix it, well, but it needs to be done.
It needs to be done. It's a violation till it's done.
Of course.
It's simple.
So we'll see.
All right. Nothing else? A motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Oh. Sorry, Mac.
Turn it off.